What's going on, everyone? Welcome back again. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. This is for Tuesday. It's for June 6th. Hopefully you had a good Monday, even though it wasn't the best of slates. Now we have a full game. We have a full slate. So we don't have like a 15 games and a ton of studs going today, but we have way better arms than we had yesterday overall. We're going to dig into it a little bit. If you don't know what we do here, we break it down. We go through every game. We go through every single pitcher that's currently slated. We still have a few pitchers that are to be TBA, so we don't know. But if you do check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, you can check out the website. Once those pitchers are there, they will be thrown into the batter trends. They'll be thrown into the Vegas odds and stuff like that. So that being said, we will go through what we can there. If you are new to the channel, anytime a video gets at least 50 likes, one person will win, and you leave a comment on that video, one person will be chosen randomly through random.org, so everyone who comments, will put them in there, will win a free week. Anytime a video gets 100 likes, someone will win a free month. Anytime a video gets 200 likes, someone will win a free MLB season pass. So we're going to get it over with. We're going to go through, get the names in here from yesterday. We're going to randomize it 3 times. Good luck to everybody. Let's get going. Here's 1, 2, and the winner is Scott Harris. Congratulations, Scott Harris. You are the winner. Comment down below here, and please hit me up on Twitter at @advisors_team. I've had a lot of people reach out to us the past week. Just the love you guys are giving has been amazing. The amount of support you guys have given by watching the videos, sharing, everything has been amazing. I am still trying to build out a computer. They're pretty expensive, so anytime you guys watch these videos or subscribe, if you watch the ads or click on the ads, or you go to the website, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, and you sign up to FTA Plus, which is $10 a month until the All-Star break, then it will go to $25 because we are putting in some NFL content starting then. We're going to be building out that way. Anytime you do that, anytime, I've even had people hit me up on Venmo, PayPal, and CashApp and send tips or whatever you want to call them, which has been awesome. What I'm doing is I'm taking all of that, I'm putting it back in the website, and putting it back into the content creation devices, such as a computer. The computer I built 10 plus years ago, and it is falling apart. It barely runs anything. So my webcam sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. So that's why I just have it off right now. But that's what we're doing. All the love you guys have given. I mean, we had like 30 or 40 shares last week, which is awesome. It's been awesome, and hopefully we can continue to grow. We're also doing a contest. If we get 10,000 subs here to this YouTube page before the All-Star break, so about a month, about 5 weeks away, 5 or 6, we will give away a lifetime pass. So, that being said, let's jump into the games here. Now, we're not taking into effect any weather or anything like that. That'll be taken into effect when we build out lineups, when we get you the core plays, when we do the batter trends on the website. We are strictly going through the games and the pitchers that we have available in front of us. So, that being said, if you're building lineups, you have to listen to this, but like check the weather too. So first game, Twins at the Rays. You got Louis Varland versus Zach Eflin. Varland's never faced them before. He might be a small, serviceable arm. I probably won't have much exposure, if at all, to him. Eflin, on the other hand, 22 plate appearances, a 318 batting average, 18.2 K percentage. I'll have some exposure to Eflin, but at the same time, there's just other arms that I'll have exposure to. He's been solid this year. Actually, he's very surprisingly solid overall, which I'm very happy about because he's been cheaper than some other plays out there. So we've used him before. Possibly SP2, I don't mind. Tournaments for cash, though, neither of these I would rather take. I would rather take the pitching in a tournament, and I'd rather take some of the bats. I mean, Tampa Bay at home's pretty much been unstoppable. Brandon Lau's on the IL, so that's kind of a quote-unquote power bat, top-of-the-lineup type bat that's gone right now. So we can kind of just wait for those lineups to come out, see what Tampa Bay trots out there. But Tournaments I'm okay with. Cash I'm not. Tigers at the Phillies. Currently, Tigers have a TBA for the pitcher against Taijuan Walker. Walker 20 against Detroit. Walker has only 28 plate appearances, which kind of strange because he's been there for a while. 28.6 K percentage, a 292 batting average. The problem was his last start on, is it Friday? Last Thursday, he had diminished velocity on his pitches. They're saying it's nothing physical, but this could be something if he is out there, but he's obviously not 100% healthy. Kind of wait to see if they do scratch him late. This one, I feel like he could go through pregame warmups, get scratched late just because. That's what I'm concerned about. If he does go, I kind of like a sneaky Detroit stack because his velocity is down. He's not going to get into the pitches. He's not going to have the force behind the pitches because it doesn't sound like he's 100%. So this is something to kind of wait and see. If you're taking something, I would look at a Detroit stack if Walker's in there because something's wrong with him. Don't know how long he'll go into the game. Don't even know if he'll pitch. But we've got to wait for him to go through, probably about an hour before game time, they'll know if Walker's in or out on this one. So this is something to monitor. But at the making of this video, at the time of the video, he is currently slated to start. If I'm looking at him, I could look at the Phillies as offense. But again, we don't know what pitching's going, so can't really do much. Kansas City Royals at the Marlins. You've got to be announced for Kansas City, which it's kind of crazy, but here we are. Against the Marlins at home. I kind of like the Marlins depending on who the pitcher is. The problem is Luzardo, we used him last start. It was against the San Diego Padres, so they obviously are a better team than they're clearly a better team than Kansas City Royals. Almost every other team is. He gave up 5 runs in that. The thing is, he got, about the third time through the order, the batters kind of get a feel for the pitcher. So if he's off, they're going to probably most likely hit him, and that's exactly what happened there. He's got a better plus matchup here. I don't mind Luzardo here. He's only faced 7 plate appearances, which I'm assuming is one person, maybe 2. 28.6 K. These other numbers don't matter because it's 7 plate appearances. Matt Duffy and Salvi Perez. If you're not using Luzardo, I do like Perez, but I would rather have Luzardo here because he does have a plus matchup. I do wish this was in Kansas City because we like that ballpark for pitching a little bit more, but we'll take what we can get, and I'll take some Luzardo against the Royals. Probably SP2. He's not an SP1, and on FanDuel, I would say most likely a tournament arm today. Diamondbacks at the Nationals is next. Tommy Henry versus Jake Irvin. Henry, 26 plate appearances, 280 batting average. Lately, anytime I say I like a pitcher against Washington, they get hit hard. I don't like either of these pitchers. I'd rather look at the offenses. I'd rather obviously lean towards the Diamondback offense. A Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll. Who else? It depends on who's out there. Josh Rojas could be out there. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. I believe Gurriel Jr. sat on Sunday or sometime this weekend. We were going to use him. Probably rested now. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at both offenses here. I wouldn't look at the pitching. I don't trust them at all. And I would look at some of the bats. So the bats for Arizona kind of through. We can wait for batter trends, but those are the ones I kind of like there, usually at the top of the order. And the flip side of that was Washington bats. Luis Garcia is always seems like he's always in the box score. The Washington bats I'm really going to have to wait to see the batter trends that come out to see how they do against left-handed pitchers. And then we can decide. But at the moment, I don't like this game at all for pitching. I'd rather take offenses, specifically Diamondbacks offense, but I'll sprinkle in some Nats bats if I can. And I know I can, if I will. So that's just kind of the thought on this game. This game here, Athletics at the Pirates, you've got James Caprillion versus Mitch Keller. Caprillion, 13 plate appearances, 100 batting average, so nothing there. 15.4 K percentage. And then Mitch Keller, 12 plate appearances, a 417 batting average, no strikeouts. I don't care about these numbers. Wish this game were in Oakland, but I'm 100% all in on Mitch Keller. That's why he's the picture of this video and the article you can find. Click the link in the description of this video. You'll find the article. There'll be a few plays in that article that we like at each position and some stacks too. And any views that you guys do give to our website definitely helps us out as well. Shows us that you guys are interested in this content and all of we have to offer on the website, along with everything on these videos. So a big shout out to everyone who does check out the website. And if you haven't yet, check it out, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. White Sox at the Yankees is next. Lucas Giolito versus Clark Schmidt. Yankees coming off a really good road trip. I heard news and rumblings that Judge was getting an MRI or X-rays. Last I knew, a possible broken toe or something from that crash into the wall. I don't know. Haven't seen the news yet making of this video. This is something and I don't know if the news will come out depending on when it does. So this is one I'm looking at that the Yankees are rolling right now. The good thing is if Judge is out, I mean, Stanton is back, Donaldson's back, so they've got the bats in the lineup, but it would be a huge blow if he's out. I honestly, Lucas Giolito, his numbers, 83 plate appearances, 175. I still kind of think I'd take the Yankees in this one. Back at home after a good road trip. Again, now they're playing a lesser team in the White Sox than the Dodgers. That's what I would look at. I know the numbers are pretty good for him, but let's see if any of the Yankees bats have had success. Jake Bauers, 0 for 11. He's a very cheap bat, though, for DFS. So if he's in there, I kind of like that. Donaldson, 2 for 11 with a home run, who kind of heated up against the Dodgers. DJ's 3 for 10. Rizzo's 0 for 6, but I'd still take Rizzo. Glaber at the top of the order, 2 for 6. Stanton, 1 for 4 with a home run. Had a pretty good game back. Had a big double on Sunday Night Baseball. IKF 2 for 4. If Judge is out, IKF's probably out there. Judge is 0 for 4. We kind of got to wait to see. Willie Calhoun 1 for 3. So it really just depends. But I don't mind a Yankee stack. It'd be a very unconventional one, like Jake Bauers is in there because he's starting to heat up. Whether or not he gets a lot of run once everyone's back and healthy, we'll see. But that's where I'm at there. Probably a Bauers, Donaldson, LeMahieu, Glaber, Stanton, IKF, some mix and match of that. And then Clark Schmidt's actually been decent his past few starts. This is my problem, though. I feel like at any given time, so I'm just looking at Schmidt. Stats on the year: 55.2 innings, 2 wins, 5 ERA. But coming off a good game against the Mariners, 5.2 innings, 11.12 K per 9, no earned runs there at all. The game against Baltimore, 5 innings, 7.2 K per 9. I think he gave up 1 or 2 runs there, and that was it. The problem is he's been obviously, he comes into the game with a 5 ERA. I think both of these pitchers I'm okay with for tournaments. I don't think I'm looking for cash. And 5 plate appearances they really haven't seen. It'll depend on what lineup comes out for both teams, but specifically the White Sox. I wouldn't trust either of these pitchers in cash. I would be taking them in tournaments, though, because the Yankees can put up a bunch of runs, but they can all strike out a bunch. Flip side of that, Clark Schmidt can get hit really hard, or he somehow has a really good game. Maybe he doesn't get the W, he just got to get that run support, which he didn't get last time, but I don't trust either of these in cash. That's just where I'm at in this one. Astros at the Blue Jays. Hunter Brown versus Kevin Gausman. Hunter Brown's never faced the Blue Jays before. I'll take a little bit of Hunter Brown. I'll probably look more of tournaments. And then Gausman here, 77 plate appearances, 31.2 K percentage, 264 batting average. I really like Gausman if Altuve is out. If Altuve's in, I'm a little bit more weary on him, but we've seen Gausman put 8, 9, 10 strikeouts. We know he's capable of that. We've seen the Astros have struck out. They can strike out. But when the Astros are hitting, they're one of the best teams, obviously. So looking at that, Hunter Brown for tournament, Kevin Gausman for cash or tournament, I really don't care. Gausman, SP1, SP2, I really do like him. I think his ownership will be a little bit lower because it is against the Astros and people are still afraid because when the Astros are hot, they're hitting ridiculously. So that's my thought on this game. Next game, Red Sox at the Guardians. James Paxton, how are you not hurt yet? Chris Sale did it. Let's go. I don't want to wish hurt upon him, but how is he not hurt? I'm looking at his numbers here. It's crazy because last Wednesday, no decision, had 10 strikeouts. Wait, how many strikeouts? 8 strikeouts. Had 4.4 K per 9 in 5 innings. Against the Angels, had three innings pitched, 15 ERA, but he had 15 K per 9 there as well. I mean, his K per 9s have been crazy. When he's on, he's striking a lot of people out. 28 plate appearances, 192 against Cleveland, 25 K percentage. Yeah, it's there. We know that. I just can't trust him enough. I'll throw him in a tournament, but the minute I throw James Paxton in a lineup of mine, I'm just going to let you guys know that right now, he's going to get hurt. So be forewarned, I am going to make a lineup with James Paxton. He most likely will get hurt because I put him in my lineup. Just how it goes sometimes. Shane Bieber, on the other hand, 55 plate appearances, 255 batting average, only 16.4 K percentage, which is a little lower. He screwed me the other day when he started. I put him over 5.5 strikeouts in my prop bet, and he got 4. Gave up X amount of runs, I think to the Padres, and I lost $1,000. That was along with that Yandy Diaz from yesterday or the day before, whatever video I talked about. I said I put Yandy Diaz to get 1 hit. Couldn't even get a hit. So, love Bieber here because Boston's just not that good of a team, and it's even better because it's not in Boston, it's in Cleveland, so better run the field, the ballpark rankings. I like Cleveland better for pitching than I do at Boston. And then bats, I mean, no bats jump out at me right now. I guess if we're looking at Cleveland bats against, it's always going to be Jose almost every single time. He's 2 for 14 with a double. I mean, that's not good. Rosario's day-to-day, but should be in this game. So that's kind of my thought there. And then if we look at the Red Sox bats against Shane Bieber, maybe. Devers is 3 for 13 with 2 home runs, so he sees the ball well off out of his hand. Jaron Duran is 4 for 6 with 3 doubles. Kike Hernandez 2 for 3. Rob Refsnyder 1 for 2. Emmanuel Valdez 1 for 3 with a double. So not much. I'd rather take pitching than the offenses in this one, but you could find some one-offs in the bats. I don't think I'd stack either of those teams, though. Dodgers at the Reds is next. Tony Gonsolin versus Luke Weaver. Gonsolin, 12 plate appearance, 222 batting average. I don't mind him for tournaments, but I don't like really taking a pitcher at Great American Small Park. You've seen other videos. The ball flies out of there a ton. There's a ton of home runs. There's a ton of runs, slugging percentage. It's all on our ballpark rankings, which you can find on the website. Then Luke Weaver against the Dodgers, 91 plate appearances, 18.7 K percentage, 268 batting average. I don't like that. I think I'd like a Dodger stack here in this ballpark. Probably not going to touch either of these pitchers in cash. If I am taking one, I might take Gonsolin for tournaments, but I'm not comfortable with either of them in cash. Mets at the Braves is next. Carlos Carrasco versus Bryce Elder. Carrasco, 120 plate appearances against them, 266 batting average, 21.7 K percentage. Not too shabby there. And then on the flip side of that, we've got Bryce Elder, only 8 plate appearances, 333. I read something about Bryce Elder where he's like number 2 in ERA or top 5, either 2, 3, or top 5 in ERA. I can't remember. But looking at Carrasco, he's had a couple of good games. He has 2 wins in a row, not giving up runs there to the Phillies, and Chicago gave up, I believe, 1 run each start there. His strikeouts, though, are low. 6 K per 9, 5.54, 5.4, 5.4. He's not getting the strikeouts. I don't trust him enough. Just not striking out enough people to pay for his salary to want to use him. So I'd probably avoid him. Elder, I'm trying to see. Let's see. Looking at Bryce Elder. Yeah, on the year, 3-0 record, 1.92 ERA, 7.68 K per 9. Problem is the K per 9 is a little bit low too, but we know that the Mets, if they're not hitting, they're striking out, they're getting out. I'll take some exposure to Bryce Elder here. He's a lower, a little bit lower K per 9 than I'd enjoy, but he could have a big game here striking out the Mets. And his ERA is really low, so he's not giving up that many runs either. So I'm taking someone here. I'm taking Elder, and then I would take the Atlanta bats. The Atlanta bats that have faced him and had success against him are Eddie Rosario, 13 for 38 with 2 doubles, 3 home runs, had a massive, I believe it was a grand slam on Sunday. So if he's in there, I really like him. Those are good numbers, a 342 batting average. Kevin Pillar, 2 for 15 with a triple. Matt Olson, 5 for 12 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. I do like Matt Olson there. Acuna, 3 for 8 with 2 doubles and a home run. Love him. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking at a Brave stack, just depending on what lineup goes out there. But I'd be looking at a Rosario, an Olson, an Acuna, maybe an Albies, maybe Michael Harris. Michael Harris is his batting average. He's one of my keepers in my season long. Not thrilled about it, and he's really not shown me much. So, that's where I'm at there. I'd look at a Brave stack against Carrasco, and I would look at Elder for some pitching. Baltimore-Milwaukee is the next game. You got Kyle Gibson versus Freddie Peralta. Gibson, 44 plate appearances, 195 batting average. I wish this game were in Baltimore, but I'll take both of these pitchers. Probably more tournaments. But yeah, the offenses. I mean, it's hard to say it, but Aaron Hicks is a very cheap option. Since coming over from the Yankees, he's getting on base somehow. He's scoring. Maybe not getting all the hits because I think he's still batting like 190, but he could have a good game against Freddie Peralta from the left side of the plate. I think he's a better right-handed hitter, but from the left side in Milwaukee with the dome either open or closed, so weather's not a concern here. I don't mind Aaron Hicks here. I honestly, those would be some cheap options. But again, I still like both of these pitchers a little bit more. But that's one name that kind of pops out if you're not taking a pitcher. And then I'd look at just the other. Adley Rutschman is always going to be on that list. He's a stud. They've just got some really good players on this Baltimore team here. I think both of these pitchers are tournament only. But if you're not taking them, I'd feel more inclined to look at the Baltimore bats in this one. Cardinals at the Rangers is next. You got Matt Liberatore versus Dane Dunning. I don't mind either of these pitchers. The Cardinals are coming off getting swept by the Pirates. These aren't the first month April dominating Pirates. These are one of the worst teams since the beginning of May. Pirates. They're bad. And the Cardinals got swept by them. Their bats just didn't show up. But I don't mind Liberatore for very contrarian tournament because of how many runs and how good this Texas team is. I don't have faith in Liberatore very much, but he's never faced them before, so I'll give him a little bit of edge there. On the flip side of that, Dane Dunning has had a resurgence this year, and the morale is low in St. Louis. I will have exposure here. I'll probably make one total lineup with Liberatore just in case, but the Rangers are really good, especially their right-handed hitters. If I'm not taking Liberatore, I'm taking Dane Dunning, I'm taking Adolis Garcia, I'm taking Marcus Semien. I like Josh Jung, Jonah Heim. I mean, there's a lot of Texas bats that I like. You gotta keep it up because Texas bats are hot right now. It's getting hot in Texas. We're heating up. That's my thought on this game. Giants at the Colorado Rockies is next. Brebbia versus Danielson Lamet. I'm not taking either of these because it's in Coors. Looking at bats that have had success, if I'm looking at Colorado bats against Brebbia, which is not very much, but Elias Diaz 1 for 6, McMahon 0 for 5, but he's still been making my lineups lately and been helping us out. Blackman's 0 for 4, Moustakas is 1 for 3 with a double, Montero 1 for 2 with a triple. You don't see first basemen get triples very much. Something happened. Jurickson Profar 0 for 2, but if he gets on, he could steal a base too. So I don't mind either of these teams for bats, but I'm not taking a pitcher. And none of the bats jump out immediately to me. So looking at this, Yastrzemski's 4 for 11 with a double and a home run. Crawford 2 for 11 with a double and a home run. Conforto 2 for 5 with a double. But yeah, I mean, they haven't had a ton of success, but it is Coors. It's a Coors effect. It is a real thing. Look it up. Probably avoiding 100% these. I'll look at some of the bats, but because it's in Coors, the salaries might be up there, and it might be hard to look at these while trying to get a good pitcher. So that's that game. Cubs at the Angels is next. You got to be announced currently versus Tyler Anderson. Anderson, 60 plate appearances, 20K percentage, which isn't bad in 60 plate appearances, a 283 batting average. So we're looking at a 283 batting average against him. It's the Cubs, though. We don't know what Cubs bats are going to show up. The problem is Tyler Anderson's coming off a bad game. 4 innings against the White Sox, had a 13.5 ERA and only 6.75 K per 9. Probably avoiding both of these. I don't know what pitcher's going to be up for Chicago, but I'd most likely avoid this. Probably lean more towards the Angels as the bats. We'll just have to wait and see, but I just don't trust Tyler Anderson enough to want to pay for him there. And then the final game, the Mariners at the Padres. You got Logan Gilbert versus Joe Musgrove. Gilbert, 39 plate appearances, a 152 batting average, striking out only 10.3%, which is pretty low. And then you got Joe Musgrove, 41 plate appearances, 205 batting average, 26.8 K percentage. I actually like Musgrove in this one. Gilbert's coming off I think it was pretty ugly against the Yankees. Let me just double check if I'm remembering correctly. Yes. So against the Yankees last Tuesday, gave up 7 runs. Hasn't pitched. This will be his 7th day of pitching. Had a 38-pitch first inning, walked, gave up a few singles, walk, and an error in that game, and then it just unraveled for him. So if the Padres can get to Logan Gilbert early in this one, I think it could be wraps for him as well. So I do like Padres as a stack. I know the numbers aren't the best. It just will depend on who's out there, but I like Musgrove for pitching. And then for bats, like a Jake Cronenworth. Bogey is kind of hurt, so that's something to watch. Manny's 2 for 5 with a double. Carpenter's 1 for 4. Cronenworth there. Gary Sanchez 0 for 3. So that's my thought. I'd rather have Musgrove over Gilbert, and then the Padres bats over the Mariners bats there. And that's it, guys. Check out the website, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. We have a ton going on. MLB, got our BVP matchups, got our stolen base targets, our contrarian stacks, which have been huge. People have been loving those. Our cheat sheet, which consists of cash and GPP plays, then the stacks we like in the pitcher or the bats we like against the pitchers. Then we have our home run bets there. Then we have our prop bets, which is part of the premium content. We have our MLB odds and ballpark rankings, which are both free. We have the umpire factors, which is huge as well. Let's just look. These are for, let's see if it's in here. I can't remember if I cleared it out yet. No. So these are just kind of showing rates and averages for the home plate umpire, what you can kind of see there, and then boosted stats, meaning that when Alfonso Marquez is behind the dish, the pitcher strikeout is 1.07 times the norm, so a boost to the pitchers, but he also has a boost to walk and run. So it's something little. You can check it out. Maybe it's helpful, maybe it's not. We're here. We're trying to give you as much information as we possibly can and give you a lot of stuff to help you become a better DFS player. So that's all I've got for you. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, get those down below. Good luck on this slate, everybody. Let's bring up some bacon. Peace.